everybody, I'm Anna Oppenheimer Smith and welcome to another edition of Paper Moon. Today I will be opening a bunch of these. This is a subscription box, Wizarding World of Harry Potter and Fantastic Beasts. And what happened is, early in the year I got a little busy to a point that every other month I was receiving the packages, but I was just stashing them in my entryway. And about this week I realized that I have a whole year worth of boxes now. So I have no idea what's inside, so I decided to make a video and open the boxes together with you guys. The Wizarding World of Harry Potter is a subscription box from Loot Crate. It arrives every other month. The cost is about $35 to $40 per box, depending on what kind of subscription you choose. And it features about 5 to 6 items per box that are related to Harry Potter Fantastic Beast franchise. This is the first box we will be looking at today, and this one arrived in my household a little less than a year ago, around December 2017 or early January 2018. So that should be something winter themed, something New Year themed. Let's get to it. Alright, the first thing I see is a card. Every box will have a card that is talking about what is in the box. Let's see what the theme is for this one. Oh yeah, this is a little bit of a New Year themed. It is Hogwarts House Pride 2018, and the items, from what I imagine, have something to do with a house that you choose that when you sign up. Now I chose Gryffindor, so I will have a bunch of Gryffindor related stuff. And I already see socks, which is kind of goes well with the whole winter theme. Alright, the first thing is a t-shirt. You will guys see it before I do. Here you go. It's a Gryffindor shirt, just like I imagined, because I signed up and I said that I am from Gryffindor. It is just maroon color with the Gryffindor symbol, the Gryffindor lion on it, says Gryffindor. It's alright, it's a nice t-shirt. Next up is 2 pairs of socks. So one pair is Gryffindor themed, so it has the Gryffindor lion and it also says Gryffindor. Socks are pretty thick. And the second pair of socks is just a Hogwarts themed, and I would imagine that everybody, regardless of what house you choose, will have the same pair of socks in theirs because everybody has Hogwarts. Again, very thick pair of socks. Next up is Hogwarts House patch. Again, I'm from Gryffindor, so mine is Gryffindor. I think it's an iron-on patch that you can put pretty much anywhere. Like if you have one of those cloaks that you have from graduation and you want to make it into a Halloween costume with Harry Potter, you can iron it on. If you have some kind of a jean jacket, I know that a lot of people put patches on their jean jackets. It's a really nice quality patch. It's embroidered. Next up is something that looks like a pocket watch. Press a button. Yep, it has the Gryffindor lion inside, and it still shows the correct time even after being in a box for a little less than a year. It's a pretty little gift, and on the chain there is a Gryffindor lion too. And the last but not least is the pin, and this one is the lightning that Harry has on his forehead, and it also has an inscription. It says, "Neither one live while the other survives." And almost every box will have a pin. This one was in my December box. Next up is a box that arrived around March. This one is bigger and heavier one. The theme for this one is Secrets of the Wizarding World. Ooh, and these are all the items. First up, as usual, is the shirt, and you guys will see the shirt before I do. Okay, this is a Whomping Willow shirt, and apparently it glows in the dark. Next item is kind of confusing. I'm not sure what it is, but it says it's a frame with storage. It's a pretty heavy box. So let's see what's inside. So this is interesting. So this is like a box. I'm just trying to find a vantage point that there's no glare from the light. And it has Ariana Dumbledore, and as you can see, it's one of those dynamic pictures where like she's changing her gaze depending on which way you're looking at the picture. And then this opens up and there is like a little box with 2 hooks. I would imagine that you can use those 2 hooks for, I don't know, your jewelry or something like this. And inside is the interior of Room of Requirements. Yeah, it's a very fun little object. And if you want to swap out the picture for your own picture or something like this, you can. But I probably wouldn't, because the holographic effect will not stand if you swap out the picture. I like it. The next item is a set of magnet letters that say Tom Marvolo Riddle and the art from the second movie. And just like in the second movie, you can pop out the letters, put them on your fridge or something, and spell I am Lord Voldemort, or I don't know, maybe something else. Maybe there's another spooky secret that you can find in this name. Next up is something that on the first glance looks like a little wallet, and it says Brimall Place, London Borough of Islington. And this is the address of Sirius, of course, and where the Resistance was had their headquarters in London. But then you open it up, and it's just like in the movie, you have a whole big bag popping out of this one that has an art of a house. So if you remember, in the movie, the house would kind of like expand and just appear out of nowhere. And this is exactly what this bag is doing. Next up is a set of coasters from Fantastic Beasts this time, not from Harry Potter. And it is a set of 6 coasters. And on the one hand, it says The Blind Pig. So just a reminder, The Blind Pig was the speakeasy that the characters of Fantastic Beasts went into. And on the other side it says Pinnock's Giggle Water. So if you remember, this is the drink that they had at the Blind Pig in the Fantastic Beasts. So those are fun little coasters. I would probably not use those, is a full disclosure, in my household, just because they are made out of cardboard. I just don't want to get them ruined because they're made out of cardboard. So if you put a glass that is a little bit wet at the bottom, it will probably leave like a ring, which is not fun. You will have to throw it away. And the last but not least, as usual, is a pin. It is Helga Hufflepuff cup pin. And if you remember in the movies, that was one of the Horcruxes that Harry and Ron and Hermione had to get in the Gringotts. It's a pretty detailed, it's pretty well made, it's pretty heavy. I like this one. Alright, moving right up. The next one is a box that arrived around April/May. This is the smallest box in today's video. It's pretty small, it's pretty light, so let's see what's inside. The theming for this one is the ties that bind. It only has 4 items, but it seems like those 4 items are like pretty good ones. So let's see. The first one is the shawl or the scarf that we saw in the picture, and this is the Sirius Black family tree, as can be seen in, I think, 5th movie, right, when Harry goes to the Grimmauld place. And it has, oops, that was upside down, and it has Sirius Black's ancestors. Let's try to put it on. It is made out of pretty light fabric, but when you put it on, it sits like it has a body, you know. And I don't know if it's just hot in my apartment or this scarf is pretty like hot. I like this one. Next up is, again, staying with the theme of fashion, is a Gryffindor tie. So I'm very happy that I got this one. It has a little Gryffindor lion. It's a maroon and gold, just like it should be. It's a pretty good tie. It's very well made. It's not a cheap one. It has a little strap in the back to hold the back of the tie. And the strap says Gryffindor. It is a really good item. Next up is what looked in the picture like a wand, but actually I think this is a book, and it is the Wand Collection book. And in the back it says, "Every wand has a story of its own." It looks like this is just a book fully dedicated to wands, which starts with a description of what is a wand, and a brief description what it is, the wand makers, how the wands are made. Then it goes into the discussion of Ollivanders and wand selection at Ollivanders, how it looks, movement and techniques. So this is really geeky. This is like going way to like the nitty-gritty details of how wands work. And then it has the wands, and we start with what I imagine is, yes, of course, Harry Potter and his wand, what's in the wand, why it chose Harry. And then we have Ron, we have Neville, we have everybody. We have basically every character. I'm very curious who will be the last one in this book. That's probably like the smallest character. Okay, the last wand in this book is the description of the wand of Garrick Ollivander himself and why it chose him. This is a very geeky thing, so if you have Harry Potter geeks over, this is probably one of those books that you want to keep in your coffee table. It's a very good one. It also is very well made. The pages are made out of this glossy thick paper. It's a fun little thing to have. And again, last but not least, we're finishing up with a pin. This is Ravenclaw's diadem. Again, one of the Horcruxes. I like this one that has like a mobile element. The stone inside is really pretty. It's like very like navy blue. Again, it's a very well done. It's not cheap by any account. It's a good thing.